And Christian Diaz.
I have a question for you. How many of you have ever waited in a long lunch line? How many of you hate waiting in long lunch lines? Okay, great. So I guess we're all on the same page. Now, we have a story for you guys, but not just any old story. Our story is a bit different. Our story is a bit different because one thing that makes our group so different than everyone else here and every other presentation that you're going to hear tonight is our group struggled a lot. And what I mean by that is our group was about 5 months behind everyone else's. And I can openly say that because, man, we've been freaking out. But the one thing that made our problem or our story so difficult was coming up with a problem. And you might just think, oh, a problem, anyone can do that. But not just any old problem. A problem statement that.
As students, we all go down to the lunchroom expecting a hot, fresh meal to be served to us. But as we know, that doesn't happen as often as we'd like. Mostly due to the fact that the lunchroom is always crowded and it tends to have long lunch lines. With these observations, we made 3 main sketches. The first one, pretty much just implementing a conveyor belt, which is pretty crazy in and of itself. The second one, just implementing guardrails to more effectively direct the lunch traffic. And the last one is pretty much just moving all the food warmers to the edges, which isn't really much of a change. So we decided to scrap all 3 of those ideas and look at the, not necessarily issue, more of a slight thing that we could improve upon from a different perspective.
So looking at it from a different perspective, we had to really understand what it is that we were trying to look at. So by that I mean, we actually went down to the lunchroom. We made sure to take observations of the fact that we took photos and pictures of what we noticed to be an issue. We looked more or less for things around the lunchroom that not necessarily were bad or wrong in a sense, but more or less things that as a team we could improve upon to not only benefit for crowded lunch periods, but overall more things in the lunchroom as a whole. Through going down and making those observations, we realized the lunchroom is pretty big within itself. And we needed a scaled down version.
And when building this lunch scaled down version, we had to take several measurements from the cafeteria. This included the food warmers, the vending machines, and even railways. When I gathered these measurements, I went on to Autodesk Inventor, which is a free CAD program, which you can create models from.
Through Christian's work, and I'll say Christian's work because without Christian being here, we would have actually struggled to show you guys something very important about our group. And that's actually, we were able to reconstruct and make a full rendered model of the lunchroom. And through this, we were able to not only visualize and see what the lunchroom is, we were also able to scale it down and see the lunchroom, the entire lunchroom in an expanded view. With this, we were more or less able to have more of an idea of where the problem itself was. Presenting
Our heat map.
our heat map. And funny thing about this is, back to what I said earlier about Christian is, this is also another one of Christian's ideas. It was his heat map that really sparked more interest, not even interest, but more as to how we could, in a sense, dilute the problem from being so focalized in one point.
And with this heat map, what I did is I went down to the cafeteria and see when it was full of people, and we took our observations and see where it was most congested. Like here, where it's all red, this is where most people are all backed up and clustered at. The issue with this is that over here, people exited right here to the cash registers, and people merged together and just made
So our main idea to fix the congestion that we noticed was, first of all, we noticed that the chicken and fries is the most popular food item in the lunchroom. So to begin, we decided to add another chicken and fry area, mainly the combo, because that's what most people purchase, between the chicken and fries separately in the combo.
And with a new conceptual idea, that's when we came up with our second heat map, actually, which, in a sense, would show off how our new layout, in a sense, would distribute, instead of everything being so focalized in one point, would disband it out, being able to have more open areas for more higher demanding foods. And one more thing that we kind of forgot to bring up is we forgot to show you guys our first prototype, actually. This was one of the earliest sketches of our design that, after these heat mapping and after our observations and after we had our scaled down version, sorry, not after, before all of that, we had to realize what it is that we wanted to start doing. Everyone say hello to Henry. Hello. What to expect everyone to say?
You guys.
But after that, we were more or less able to start understanding a new, better, I would say, a better Henry. Which, you're right here. And back to what I was saying about Christian and those amazing parts that he made. This whole diorama right here is probably one of the greatest things that, as a group, we've worked on. Because it brought in all of our years of STEP and our application of STEP. And it sounds crazy that this little diorama right here could have all of that, but when you really look at it, we had to learn so much. Christian had to learn about Autodesk Inventor and learning all these new programming and all these new skills to make every single part, which is, when you really look at it, has so many intricate small details. I had to use my past experience from graphic design to learn how to lay vinyl. Christian wait, that's not Christian, that's
The most that I learned about in STEM in the PLTW course was through all of the X kits and all that, putting things together, reshaping them, and that's really what helped me contribute to the board.
And one of the biggest constraints with our project, which is why when we look at it, it more or less looks the same for each layout, was the fact that we were tasked with something that not a lot of people do know about. And that would be something we didn't even notice until after we had talked to Mr. McCurdy. And Mr. McCurdy is actually the groundskeeper of the school. And it wasn't until talking to him about our idea and for formulating a plan with him about what we wanted to do, and even until after he showed us this whole blueprint of the lunchroom, that we were able to notice that those heat warmers that we wanted to try to move early on, we couldn't move simply because there's so much more that goes into them. There's plumbing, electricity, even the guardrail that are nailed into the lunchroom floor. Those constraints and those unmovable pieces made it so much harder for us to really move stuff. So in turn, we innovated what we had, not necessarily saying that we had what was an issue.
Something that we could improve upon.